Hey everybody, welcome YouTubers to our live YouTube stream on the day of the eclipse in 2017. I don't know where you were and how many of you participated with lots of other people in watching the eclipse from various spots around the country, but we did. We happened to be, this is the Flint River in southwest Georgia. We were on the line of about 92% totality today. I didn't have to drive real far on my RV. Many of you I know drove across the country to get to complete totality, but we did pretty good here. I gotta tell you, it was kind of anticlimactic, especially after we did that long report last night with everybody from around the country where they were all partying and having a great time. I looked up, I had glasses, and there was just a slight sliver of the sun coming through, but it was really still bright out. And honestly, had I not known that we were at 92% totality, I wouldn't have probably even, I thought, well, maybe it's cloudy or something outside. Anyway, it was fun. It was an event across the country. And as I said last night in that live report that's elsewhere on the channel here, there were more RVs on the road this weekend than ever before in history. It was just a perfect end of the summer for many people, school starting. And I hope you got a chance to enjoy it and got out there and camped. Campgrounds were filled. It has been an incredible year in the RV world, particularly for campers and RVers as they've traveled. I got news releases today from Campgrounds of America that they have set a record pace for Labor Day weekend reservations, that most of their parks are filled. A couple of weeks ago, I got news releases from a number of different RV campgrounds around the country that were noting that they are booked up for most of the month of October. October is a huge month in RVs, and many people are going to be out there doing that kind of stuff, and camping, and Halloween weekends, every weekend, different themes, you know, and costumes and all of that stuff. I haven't done a lot of live YouTube videos, and this is my hope now, because this is my platform. I want to thank so many of you who have jumped up and subscribed to this channel. We are working full-time, I mean feverishly, putting together a number of videos. We've got a whole bunch in the plot. There's more coming out every day. I think you can actually make comments, and I should be able to see them like on Facebook here. I haven't used this that much, but if that's the case, somebody type in something. I'd love to see that there's somebody that is out there watching. And I thought I would share a little bit of our RV plans now as summer is winding down. This is our favorite time to go out, my wife Jennifer and I, because the campgrounds normally, except for eclipses and Labor Day weekends and Halloween events, but normally they're a lot less crowded than any place else in the year right now. Most of the kids are either back in school, certainly they are here where we are in southwest Georgia throughout the south, and most of the kids are in school in the west, and by the week of Labor Day they'll all be going back to school. So it is the end of the summer, hard to believe. And that means it's easier to get into campgrounds. It also means the bugs aren't quite so bad, especially if you camp in the north a little bit. You get rid of those bugs. Temperatures, I know, will start dropping into the upper 50s and then the low 50s, and by the middle of September it will be pretty darn comfortable, and most nights there won't be nearly as many bugs. So that's some of the reasons we like it. I want to give you a quick heads up. I've mentioned this in the newsletter today, and we've talked about it on the blog and other places, but if you are a senior, this is your last chance to get that special pricing for the senior pass for our national parks. They go up to 80 bucks as of August 28th. Right now you can still find, if you can get to a park, if they haven't sold out, you can get them pretty cheap. I think they're still 10 bucks, 20 bucks, 10 bucks. So you can get them online for 20 bucks. Somebody told me they just got one. Hey, Dave and Karen from New Zealand. Wow, great to see you. How's the weather there in New Zealand? We're here in Albany, Georgia. I can see a catfish. I don't think you catch that boat. I can hear him out there. There's a catfisherman going. They got this great big flathead catfish here. They call them Appaloosa as well. Huge, some 60, 70 pounds. I haven't caught any of those. My grandson, he caught about a 15 pound. That was pretty good. Cloudy there in Australia. Well, it's a beautiful sunset here in the state of Georgia. So anyway, that's some of our camping plans to take advantage of. We have that senior pass, and we visit every national park we can get. But if you're in the U.S. and you can get a senior pass for 10 bucks only until the 28th, then it goes up to 80 bucks. It's good forever. It's still the best deal around. And I believe there's a special price. I may be wrong. I believe it's $20 for veterans, so veterans get a special break as well. on the national parks. I wanted to pass along that bit of news as well. And after we're going to be down here till Friday of this week in Southwest Georgia, and then we hit the road and we're going down to our favorite beach in all of Florida, which is, if you're a regular of mine, you know it's the Emerald Coast. The Emerald Coast is in the panhandle of Florida. They have the most glorious, gorgeous, white sugar sand beaches, I think, anywhere in the country. And this is the time, because school has started down there. After Labor Day, the crowds drop off. The best month, if you ever want to enjoy Florida beaches, the best month is October, and it's in on the Emerald Coast that stretches roughly from Panama City on the east to Pensacola on the west. Spectacular camping. There are at least 4 campgrounds, state campgrounds and private campgrounds, that are right on the Gulf of Mexico there. And there are a number of campgrounds, really nice private campgrounds as well, that you can do. So we're heading there. We're only going for a few days. We're going to be there for about a week, and then we've got to make our way back here to Georgia. And the reason we're here is I have a grandson who plays high school football. Got another one who's in middle school football, and we try and catch as many of those games as we can during the fall. We head back to our home in Michigan after Labor Day, and we'll be back up there. We've got a couple of secret projects we're working on that have to do with communications. Many of you know that I'm a pretty techie guy with the internet, doing stuff like this, trying to send all my videos and stuff through the internet, satellite communications. I don't know how much I can tell you, but we're putting on some experimental stuff on our Roadtrek CS Adventurous XL up at the Roadtrek factory in Kitchener, Ontario. In fact, my unit will be up there next week, and it's getting a prototype system. I hope I can tell you some of it, because it is amazing. But we're only going to be in Michigan and get that work done, and then we hit the road for North Carolina. And we're going to an event that I've heard about. It's been on my radar for some time. It's called the Overland Show. There is a group of hardcore RVers. They're called overlanders. And that's what they do. They are true off-the-grid. All of them are 4x4. They have some of the most amazing RV-type machines you've ever seen. They're heavily into technology, into solar, into emergency water and emergency communications. They have 2 shows, one on the West Coast and one on the East. And the one on the East is the one we're going to, and that is the end of the age of the seniors, I believe. Somebody just asked, it's 62 for that senior pass. The Overlander pass, or the Overlander event, is a gathering of all these extreme RVs, and our Roadtrek Adventurous CSXL 4x4 qualifies as that. So we're going to learn about off-the-grid camping and all of that stuff. Yeah, go ahead. Steve from New Zealand is yelling. Somebody's saying hi to him. So yeah, those are overlanders out there. Man, you can get in that Outback. You've probably seen those vehicles. But you know where they're having this overland event, though? I mean, it's, you know, all these rugged guys. One of the classes that they're having, they have a number of classes for a weekend, a number of seminars. It's poop class. I know, that's gross, but it's called poop class. And it's a big deal. What do you do with your waste when you're out overlanding in the middle of nowhere? So they have a class on it. I'm signing up. They've got a lot of first aid classes. They got a lot of navigation classes, a lot of communication classes. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But you know where they're having this class? They're having it at the estate, the Biltmore Estate. Probably the most luxurious 4- or 5-star hotel in America. That's where they're having this thing, and it's pretty neat. Yeah, the Outback's in Australia. It's not in New Zealand, but you've got some pretty rugged country in New Zealand. So we've got a group of people who are actually, I think it's in 19. Yeah, they're going out there and renting RVs for a bunch of people. So that's pretty good, and that's pretty neat. Somebody, your RV freedom. I'm 62 in November. $80 for me. Yeah, but listen, $80 is well worth it. It's better than $30 a time. And you know, I'm glad I bought mine for $10, but I think our national parks, if you've been to them lately in the U.S., they are so crowded. The infrastructure seriously needs some work, and this is really going to be a big help for them, and I think that's a great deal. So the Biltmore Estate is where we will be at the Overlander event, and that's going to be up until October 2nd. And then I told you how beautiful the beaches were in Florida. We will spend most of October and November along the Gulf Coast exploring. There's some really neat places. Everybody thinks Florida, you think of Fort Lauderdale and Miami, and maybe down by Naples and Marco Island. We love the Everglades. We always spend some time camping there, and long about late October or November is when we like the Everglades the best. It's not quite so hot, but we love an area that is south and a little bit to the, well, it's just straight south along the Gulf Shore from Panama Beach. It's called the Forgotten Coast of Florida. The beaches are, they're not great. The Apalachicola River goes in there. That's a big oyster clam river. It's kind of muddy. But it's old Florida. It's not built up, it's not touristy, and there's some great camping there. There's a couple of state parks on basically a barrier island that we will spend some time there. And so we're going to knock around there in November and December, and then we always come home for family, and family's important. We've got Thanksgiving back in Michigan with family. We've got Christmas with family in Michigan and up here down in Georgia. And then we hit the time to get out of here. So we play a little bit with the snow. We always stay up and stay in the snow for winter camping in January. And every time I talk about winter camping, people get all uptight and they say, oh, nobody wants to camp in the wintertime. Nobody wants to camp in the wintertime. It's too cold. We have more fun. That is my favorite camp out of the year. This will be the 4th or 5th year now that we've done it. We bring about people in there. Here's somebody, Steve says, laughing out loud, I thought it's old Florida. I thought with snowbirds it was old Florida. Yeah, it is, Steve, but you know, old Florida is before the touristy part comes, and it's kind of tacky and fishing type villages. That's old Florida. That's what we mean. But you're right. It could be all the old farts running around as well. Which I'm one. I admit it. But winter camping, if you've never tried it, we have some information on the roadtreking.com blog about it. If you're curious, every January we go up the 3rd weekend in January to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. You know that's pretty rugged wilderness. And every year there's about 2.5 feet of snow on the ground. And there will be, I'm sure, this year, if not more. We've had 3 feet sometimes. We've had as low as 5 below zero. Most of the time, I'm still laughing about the old Florida. That's a very good line. You guys are alert tonight. Most of the time, it gets cold, but you just wear more clothes. You have a big fire, and you should see all these old Florida people up in the snow in Michigan and our winter camp out playing in the snow like a bunch of kids. If you've never tried winter camping, try it. The only difference is, you can't run running water through your RV unless you're one of those overlander vehicles I was talking about. But you just, you run antifreeze through it, and you flush the toilet with antifreeze, equal parts to what you put in. You put in antifreeze, to make up for it, and run the heaters. There's electricity up there where we're going. It's not boondocking. So you can look it up. Just look up winter campout at roadtreking.com, and if it looks like something you can do, we're not, this is just, we keep all of our road trekking gatherings small, about 50 units. Not even that. We try to keep them about 35 units, but 50 people is the ideal number. And we have found, as we do gatherings over and over across the country, that if there's any more than 50 people, everybody doesn't get a chance to know each other. So that's why we're there. So that takes you into January. I missed a couple of events that we have that they're sold out, so I don't want to tell them. September 9th, we will be in Tupelo, Mississippi with a group of about 50 of our people for one of our gatherings. And it is our blues and barbecue gathering. This is the first time we've ever done one of those. I'll have live reports and everything from there, but we've brought in a number of Tupelo, Mississippi blues singers we've got one guy who's an expert on the blues harmonica, is going to give lessons. We've got incredible barbecue, and that's going to be fun in Tupelo. In October, we're up in, I never can say it, Gunkshanks, New York, is that it? Where they've got a lot of rock climbing. Now, I'm not a rock climber, but I'm a hiker, and we always do an annual event in the fall to look at the trees and to take photos of the all the stuff that's up there. Sounds pretty tiring, huh? That's a long haul I'm doing. And that's where we are. Jennifer's in the house with the grandkids, and I just was out here looking at the sunset. And I said, you know what? I'm going to jump on YouTube. A couple of last points on YouTube. We just kind of came to this. I was putting videos up there, but basically just so I could link to them from the blog. And it's only been in the last 3 or 4 months that we've realized what a wonderful, powerful platform YouTube is for video. So I want to do a whole lot more of these. And I'm hoping that there's somebody who says they were in Gainesville, Florida, and that was Young, Florida. Yeah, what's a big university town there in Gainesville? That's where our friend Nick Schmidt is at Sunshine RVs. They've got a big dealership. In fact, they sell more Class Bs in Gainesville than anywhere else. But anyway, back to YouTube. We will be doing these things fairly regularly and live. Please, any of your criticism, help me with it. I love technology. This reminds me of my many years, decades as a TV journalist. I still do work for NBC. I do a piece called PC Mike every week, PCMike.com, on technology. But I love doing live shots, and this lets us do this with a smartphone or a camera and be able to interact with people and talk with them. You could do me one favor, and that's subscribe. That's how people learn about the videos we do, and there's that little red button, that subscribe button. If you click that, there's also a little bell. I don't know if you can see it, like a little notification bell. If you click that, you can then have it send you a note if you want whenever a new video is online. And I'm working on 2 of them that will be out later on in this week. So that's all I got for you. I just want to again say how much I appreciate everybody's support and kindness, and I know Jennifer said the same thing. We said last night after we did that hour special on the eclipse that it really was a pretty amazing experience to check in with those RVers all across the country. I missed somebody said something and it kind of disappeared. That's the only trouble with these things. Somebody said so subscribe, thank you very much, and then there was another comment and it was off the screen. Probably was an insult, so it's probably just as good I didn't see it. I get those. You get these kids, these little kids. Let's see, you shouldn't try a 360 degree, you should try it and say you're a gecko. Yeah, we did one a couple of weeks ago. We did a live tech event up in Grand Rapids, Michigan with Verizon, and we tried it. I have one of those, I just haven't hooked it up, but I like that, being a gecko. Jennifer here, just somebody asked for you, just come and say hello to everybody and goodbye. Lights are coming on the Flint River here. That's the dam down there. And I just was telling everybody how busy our travel schedule is going to be, but it's been great. It's been great.
Don't know what quite we got going here. You MIA, and I came out looking for you.
Yeah, she thought I disappeared. Anyway,
right.
That's Jennifer. We're hitting the road, as I said, this week, and going to be a busy travel schedule. So listen, from both of us, you guys are the best. Thanks so much. We are so delighted to be with you. And don't forget, spread the word, help us subscribe to get some subscribers for that channel, and we'll be able to get those videos out there. Bye-bye.